That's right, 7:02 on your Wednesday, fired up, ready to go. I'm telling you, we got a great show for you. You don't want to miss it. If you're watching this right now, good for you. You're awake. If you're watching this later, good for you. You got a little bit more sleep. You got 1 minute. Share this. Like, subscribe, follow, do all the things that, the stuff that's going to help you follow along with this throughout the day. For your encouragement, today we're making money online with the man, the myth, the legend, because stuff breaks, Justin Peters. You got 47 seconds. I'm going to give you a chance to get your coffee, get your life together for a second. Brought to you by one of our non-sponsors, Black Rifle Coffee. I just like their coffee. They're literally not a sponsor. But guess what? You guys can be. Coming on down. 27 seconds. Growing passive income online. Oh, love it. Love the combo. Share along. Yes, indeed. It is Wednesday, March 9th, 7:04 this morning, and you're ready to rock it this morning. I hope you enjoyed Monday. I did. Thinking differently? Come on. Listen, your thoughts have power. Your thoughts have the ability. Your thoughts are a tangible thing. If you didn't watch Monday, you need to go back and watch it. Also, if you have no idea what's going on right now, that's okay, because maybe you haven't done this yet. Subscribed, liked, followed, hit the bell. If you're watching YouTube, if you're on Clubhouse, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Instagram, LinkedIn, wherever you're watching from, do yourself a favor and make sure you follow along with Winning in the Morning, because we bring people like this guy, Justin Peters, from Because Stuff Breaks. One of the just phenomenal, I'm going to say YouTube sensation of 2022. This guy, I'm telling you. Do you like that intro? That was a great intro. That's good. That's the intro you've been looking for. Hold on a second. I think there's one little adjustment that I need to make that I didn't make. Boom, there you go. Now you're not going to get an echo. Justin Peters, I'm telling you, this not only a friend from high school, this is the amazing thing about life, is things you see people and you watch them from a distance, and then you connect later and you're like, wait a minute, you're a rock star. Like what? Here we were just
rockstar level. Wow.
Here we were just playing around in the backyard, wrestling around, and then 20 years later, you're crushing it on YouTube, crushing it in life, loving life, just getting after things. Dude, Justin,
right.
not only, and I'll say this, not only today does Justin have the ability to share with you how to be able to talk about exactly what we mentioned, growing passive income online. But really, to me, the exciting part, the thing that really gets me fired up, is you're doing it just being yourself. You're doing it by just being you, by doing what you do, and getting a boldness about it, which is super cool. Justin, dude, take it away, man. Take it away. What got you started with this?
Yeah, so what it currently is right now is Because Stuff Breaks. I named it that because when anything breaks around the house, I just record myself fixing it, I upload it to YouTube, and then people watch it. And the way it started was I originally made my YouTube and then just uploaded just kind of random stuff. I tried to be funny, I tried to vlog a little bit, tried to upload cool videos, and there's just so many of those out there that if you want to be competitive in that kind of market, it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
Because there's just so many people trying to, entertain. I tried to do the video gaming online and uploading those videos, but it's just saturated on YouTube with that. So it was just one day that I was, so I love to video edit, and I also love to just fix things. And what I did is kind of combine the two. I was repairing a weed eater, and I decided to just record it just because I thought somebody might need some help fixing a weed eater. And then so I I recorded myself fixing it, and I uploaded it on YouTube. And then all of a sudden, I started to get more subscribers, and this video was getting up to 1,000 views. And I was like, wait a second, there's a real need out there for this
Yeah. Well,
this
hold
kind
on
of
a second.
what's that?
No, I was just saying, hold on a second. Wait a minute. People are liking me. People are liking what I'm doing.
Yeah,
People,
yeah, exactly. It's like,
pe-
wait, this I actually got people watching me.
yeah, yeah, yeah. there's
Yeah.
people. This is growing. Who knows?
No.
Did you ever? I know that I've mentioned this. I've talked about this a couple times, but I don't know. It took me almost a year of like pulling. I'm not a quiet person. I'm also not afraid of things. But for whatever reason, it took me a long time to get myself moving to do something just like this for anybody who's watching. Just like this, going live and thinking that I had something to share. Was there a time period where you had to like kind of like pump yourself up? You're like, yes, I can do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do it, and I'm not gonna be afraid.
Yeah. Yeah. So the biggest thing was when I first started uploading videos is I didn't want to talk. I didn't want to hear myself talk, because when I'd hear myself talk, I'd be like, man, sounds stupid. And I just wanted to. So my original how-to videos, I'm not saying a thing. I'll put subtitles in and be like, oh, do this, do that, and I wouldn't say anything. And I was like, I gotta get over this.
Yeah,
If this is gonna be any good, I'm gonna have to use my voice. People are gonna have to hear me and start to like me
yeah,
instead of just seeing what I'm doing. But yeah, it took a while to get over hearing myself talk, and I just had to do it. So I just basically had to just had to upload my videos with my voice in it, and then get used to hearing myself.
yeah.
And I still have a hard time editing my videos in front of my wife, because I know she can hear me talk. It's just
Why is that? Because it's
I
just
don't
like
know. I feel
it's like having somebody else there. They're watching you, and you're just like, my gosh,
they
they're
they see
looking
me
at me.
in my game mode, and it's like, she gonna think I'm being stupid. She gonna make a comment about what I'm doing, and I'm gonna be like, man, yeah, that is kind of dumb. Or I just it's
Yeah,
just negative stuff that's not really true,
yeah,
but it just keeps going into your head like, oh, I don't want her to think that this video clip that I'm editing here is silly. And then it's,
yeah, yeah.
anyway,
No,
that
man,
was the biggest thing that I had to get over.
yeah. I think oftentimes when we think about stepping into that place or stepping out and doing something different or just taking a risk to do
Hmm.
something. Monday we were specifically talking about Dr. Caroline Leaf and Stephen Furtick were they had a session at a conference, and she was talking about at times the toxicity of your thoughts are literally a physical, tangible thing that impact your brain. And when it impacts your brain, it can make you sick. It can make you. It can change
Oh yeah.
the way you process thoughts. It's changed the way you do things. And this is why I hit on this all the time. I talk about this ad nauseum, is because if there's enough negativity out there, there's enough negativity in the world. The last thing you need is for you to be your worst critic. The
Right.
last thing you need is for you to be the one person who should be encouraging you and building you up, believing in you. The last
Hmm.
thing you need is the negativity from yourself, about yourself, to yourself. So when you stepped into this, and we're going to show your page here in a second, if that's okay. Is that all right? Is that okay?
That's
Okay.
fine with
Okay.
me.
Okay. When you started doing this, what I don't think people realize is that when you are building an online platform, whether it's a YouTube page, whether it's a website, whether it's streaming or going live, there is so much of you that goes into it, and it's often very hard to wrap your mind around this. And I think this is why people lose out on the opportunity to make money online, is because they start stepping into it and they realize, oh my gosh, like I feel naked. I feel like I'm naked
Hmm.
and standing in front of the world because I'm putting my idea or my thought out there. And this is entirely me. This is everything about me.
Yeah.
This is everything about, and it can get for me, it could get very intimidating because you
Oh
think,
yeah. And
what if somebody doesn't
you are
like it?
putting yourself out there to the world.
You are. I mean, you're talking about colors. You're talking about branding. What's the name going to be? My name is going to be associated to
Uh-huh.
it. Is my name of the brand? Is it, is it something else? how, as you stepped into doing that and building that, as we show your webpage here in a second, or your YouTube page, what were there times as you were building this out where you hit these gates of saying, I'm gonna quit. No, I'm not gonna keep doing this. Nah, I think I'm gonna stop.
Yeah. So I'd say the biggest thing is just you. So whenever something breaks, I go to fix it, and I'll put off fixing things because I have to edit the video and record the video of doing it, and so things will pile up, and then sometimes I'll just get overwhelmed by the list of things I need to do, and it's just like, well, I'm gonna take a break, and then a month goes by and you haven't uploaded anything,
Yeah.
and then 2 months, and then it's like, oh, I got to get back into this because and I just it just gets kind of overwhelming thinking about having to do it sometimes, having to get that whole setup and then get the videos edited. So
Yeah.
it's never been really a discouragement as far as doing it. Um, it's mainly just been the amount of work that goes into it that can be discouraging. So if you're going to do something like this, it's going to take some work, and you're going to have to put a lot of time and effort into it. So like sometimes I won't get around to editing or recording a video until it's real late, and the kids are in bed, so it'll be dark. Let's say I'm working on my car, so it'll be dark in the garage, and I'm just working off of a light, and I'll be recording a video, and then it'll go on till 1 in the morning, and then I'll have to wait till the next day to do any editing. But yeah, it takes
Yeah.
work, and just thinking about that sometimes it can discourage you, thinking about what the amount of work you got to put into it, and then you just want to take a break, and then that
Yeah.
break lasts for a while.
Yeah. That dude, there was a time and a season where I well, I had the oh my gosh, I had the legacy podcast that I had for a while and was getting consistent with it, and then life happens, and one of the things that really jumped back to me was you start with something, and one of the things I've learned as I watch people build online businesses or build online capabilities is they said, man, consistency is the key. That's a one thing you got to do. You have to be consistent with it. You got to stick with it regardless of nobody's listening. Listen, just stay with it. And it's like you hear story after story after story of people sharing that they're like, listen, man, I had 4 months that literally I had zero subscribers, and then I had one subscriber. It was my mom. And 2 weeks later, I had 0 subscribers again. It was like the most. They're like, even my mom stopped subscribing. Even my mom stopped because I know you know this. Like when you start off, when you have like less than 50 people, every single one is like, oh my gosh, there's another one, which it could be so, but one of the things they said is that once you get to a point of the consistency and you break over that, you recognize it, but it doesn't matter because you find the ability, and this is what I really kind of want to hone in on. You find the ability to make it's fun for you, and then becomes this other part that becomes fun or something that's enjoyable is when you start making money with it. And this is another thing that when we talk about with the Winning Network, the 5 B's: body, brain, bond, business, banking. I talk about banking, building passive income, and the ability to step out and not only create a business was the fourth one, create a business that is able to produce income. For me, I would get started, I would stop, and then I would beat myself up over it, and then it would be hard to get back in the game. That consistency is huge, especially when you get to the place that you are, that I want to show here with Because Stuff Breaks with you, is because you got 12,000 subscribers. 12,000 subscribers! Yeah. That's not nothing.
And whenever I hear that, I'm like, oh, that doesn't sound like very many. But it's not until you hear about like how much money that 12,000 subscribers can actually make is when it's like, yeah, okay, that's actually pretty good.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude. 100%. So when you, real quick, as I pull this up, when you started, like in the first year, because if you're okay with it, we'll talk about how, what you make from that, like the revenue. It's not nothing. It's not like we're talking about $10 here.
No.
Okay, would you
Yeah.
explain
So
kind of how that works as you're making this, and I'm pulling this up?
yeah. So basically, with the way YouTube is now, you have to have 1,000 subscribers and then so many hours of video watched in a year in order to make money off the videos. And then YouTube will, when you upload a video, you can mark it for monetization
Yeah.
and sign up for AdSense so that they will put ads on your video when it's played. And
Yeah.
then you can also select like what type of ad, not what type of ads, but I mean whether or not they're skippable ads or non-skippable ads.
Yeah.
You, and So that's how you make money off of it. And it does take a lot of views, a lot of clicks in order to make a decent income off of it. And um, I guess just to go into it, so like for 28 days on my channel right now, for the last 28 days, I have 118,000 views. And
Wow.
that right there equates to a little over $900 for 28 days, which
Hold on.
is nice.
I've got something special for you, real quick. Oh, I should have had it pulled up. Say that again. That equates to how much money?
So 118,000 views
Yeah.
equated to a little over $900.
That's what I'm talking about. Making money, getting after it. I mean, and again, this is just you started doing something that was scary. It was risky. You'd never done it before. You're stepping into something that is uncomfortable for you, and the end result is, if you stick with it and you don't let fear grip hold of you, and you don't let those toxic thoughts take place and stay there, there's money to be made on the other side.
Oh yeah. And the good thing about like how-to videos is I guess this is the area that my channel is focused on pretty much. I upload a few little things here and there,
Yeah.
some goofy stuff. And but the good thing about the how-to videos is people will Google what their problem is. They'll just type in to Google, let's say my refrigerator quit working or my ice maker quit working. They ask Google what could be wrong, and then it will suggest my videos when they do that. And pretty much, I'm sure you've done it, gone to Google or gone to YouTube before and searched on how to do something. And
Oh yeah. Alejandra from San Antonio saved me $757 because all I had to do was reset something on the dryer. It was a washer. It was like unbalanced, unleveled. He was like, listen, all you've got to do is hit the reset button, and one of your legs is shorter than the other one, and it's causing it to balance enough. Hit reset. You don't need to replace the sensor. And I was like, oh, what? Truth is, you want to know the truth about what actually happened with that? I can't even take credit for it.
What?
I had geared myself up to go to Lowe's and buy tools, and before I walked out the door, my beautiful bride said, look, you don't need to buy tools. You just need to reset the button. I was like, oh, Alejandro.
She knew it already.
Alejandro. I was this close, Alejandro. but for real, I mean, it is so awesome. Actually, in my Air Force job, when we talk about helping organizations grow and just the different age that we live in and that we operate in, it is so. We live in the information age. You can find anything on YouTube. So when you're talking about people just go and Google stuff, like it's right there for people to do. Okay, didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead. You got me excited, Justin. It happens all the time.
So basically, anybody can do this. I do it all from my smartphone. So as long as you got a smartphone, you're already set to be able to do this kind of work. So I record and edit the videos from my phone. I got at least a 1080p camera, and then I downloaded a app called Video Maker, which is what I use to edit all my videos, and that's it. It's very inexpensive, and as far as doing how-to videos, they're kind of priceless.
Yeah.
So once you upload it, then somebody searches for that repair. It's not something like when you're in the entertainment where you have to keep uploading a video like every day in order to keep your subscribers happy.
Right.
When you're doing how-to videos, people just go to your channel when something breaks.
Yeah.
and then that's when they watch.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so even though I only have 12,000 subscribers, my views are pretty high because people are just searching for how to fix something, and then that's when they watch it. And they don't necessarily subscribe, which is okay.
Yeah.
But
We'll forgive you today if you have not subscribed.
yeah,
Only today. We'll not
if
forgive
you
you
come
tomorrow.
back, you better subscribe.
We will forgive you today if you don't go. I tell you what, if you haven't done it yet, all you got to do too is go to YouTube, because stuff breaks with Justin Peters. And even going through the stuff, man, it's like one of the things that's really amazing to me is that the idea of what you're doing is so simple, because the way that you break things down. Now you're an engineer, right?
No, I'm a technician.
Technician. Okay.
Yeah, I'm
Either
at
way,
odds with engineers at times.
either way, your mind thinks in a drastically different way than my mind thinks. You guys are the technical guys. I wish I could think like that.
I like to troubleshoot, and so basically, since I love doing this type of thing, it makes my YouTube channel it doesn't really feel like I'm doing a job. It's just something I love to do, and it
Yeah.
makes some money.
Yeah.
And it's helping other people.
Right. This is what you talked about before, and this is the amazing part to me. This is just like a little breakdown screenshot that you shared. That for you, and this is the one thing that I want people, in case you've forgotten, you're on Winning in the Morning right here, Kinsley Jordan, your winning coach with Justin Peters, because stuff breaks, YouTube. You're talking about 12,000 subscribers. How many years have you done this?
Oh boy. So my YouTube, I joined, I think, in 2006, and I wasn't doing anything serious. It wasn't until 2015 when I uploaded that video about the weed eater,
Yeah.
and then saw some traffic on my channel.
Yeah.
So at that point, I only had 20 subscribers.
Yeah.
And I had a YouTube channel since 2006.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until 2015 that I finally found my place in YouTube.
Yeah.
And then it took me from 2015 to 2017 to reach the 1,000 subscriber mark.
Yeah.
And then
it
just took off from there.
That is, I don't say this lightly. I mean this. What you do is inspirational to anybody who doesn't know how to do it. I mean, it really is, because what you're talking about is, listen, I stuck with it for, how many, 2006 to 50, that was 10 years. 10 years you had a YouTube page. 10 years. Good morning, Tyler, by the way. 10 years you had a YouTube page. But then once you started to get serious about it and say, hey, like, I'm going to commit to it, I'm going to do it, I'm going to get after it, you started seeing the growth. And this really fundamentally is what we get down to, and what we talk about. No matter what, if something is worth going after and working at, it is worth committing to, and it's worth sticking with it, regardless of what anybody tells you or how stupid it is or how crazy it is. Let me tell you this, Justin. Let me tell you this.
Tell me.
I'm going to tell you. Yesterday, last night, in addition to having to fix a plumbing issue, which we already talked about before the show, in addition to that, there was this house that we are moving into, that we purchased. I'd had several contractors out there before. Earlier that day, brought another guy out, and it was a different experience from anybody I talked to, because he came out and he was like, "Man, this is awesome. This is awesome." I was looking to get a bit or something. I was like, "What's awesome about it?" He was like, I see what you see." I was like, "Well, what is it that you see?" Now, I'll tell you, this is completely contrary to what other people have had, because the majority of other contractors, people that I brought over to the house to look at, they're like, "Man, Lord, this is going to be a lot of, I don't know, you might just want to tear this thing down." I'm like, with sheets of plywood at $52? I think not, friend. We will fix it. I don't think so. But it was such a different experience, because the person saw something. It was like it was encouraging. It was just encouraging, because they said, no, man, I completely see what you see. In fact, what would happen if you do this? And instantly it turned into this encouraging, engaging conversation, this engaging moment where it was like, oh my gosh, man, maybe I can believe in myself. Maybe I actually can believe that this is going to work. And when you describe about this mentality of what it's taken to stick with it and stick with the page and keep the page growing. To me, this mentality, sometimes we have to be that for ourselves. We've got to be that cheerleader to say, listen, we can do this. Like other people don't know what's in your mind. Other people don't know the visions and dreams and goals that you have. Other people don't know. And the thing is sometimes you'll share those and people will crush it because they don't have a vision of what it looks like for you, but you do see it. Yeah. And the cool part about this is a look at the YouTube pages. This is why I say it's inspirational, is you saw this before it was a thing. You saw what this was going to be. You see what it's going to be when you break, the 50,000 subscribers mark. You see what,
and then keep going.
That's right. 100,000, 1 million. But this is what visionaries do. And some people say, well, because I'm not a visionary. No. It's not that you're not a visionary. I feel like sometimes we haven't given ourselves permission to dream. We haven't given ourselves permission to not only dream, but then take the first step. I feel like we oftentimes get caught up and we say, no, man, it's just too hard. There's a lot of people in history that have said that. No, it's just too hard. There was somebody who actually had a better product than the Wright brothers. There were people who were more, I forget the guy's name. He was funded by the government. He had all of the right engineers on it. I'll have to look it up. He had all the right engineers. He had all the right financiers. He had the backing of the U.S. government to produce the first flying machine. And these two brothers from a bicycle shop beat him to it, and he quit as soon as they built the Wright Flyer. He quit. He had all the funding, all the financing, and everything. All I'm saying is this. Vision and passion is enough to drive you forward if you will stick with what is in your mind, what is in your heart, what God has placed there in you. It is enough. But you got to believe in yourself. Yeah. You've got to believe in that drive. Well, so go ahead. Go.
I was going to say, and the great thing about doing the how-to videos is you're helping other people. And one thing I've heard people talk about, or at least concerned about when they're doing a YouTube, is critics. So you got somebody out there that just starts saying mean things about the way you look or the way you sound, and that does happen every once in a while. But by far, most of the comments are positive. And when you're helping somebody do something, they're typically not critical about you. So I highly encourage anybody that's got a skill or something that most people, or let's say just something that you're good at, that a lot of people would be able to benefit from. Upload it on YouTube. Record yourself doing it, upload it on YouTube. And when you're helping other people, and not only, and you get a lot out of it yourself as well, because it feels good to be able to help other people. And another thing is, you can see on my channel there, it gives me an outlet to spread my faith.
Yeah, so, dude.
Got my little playlist there, Evidence for Christianity.
That's right.
And if you scroll down just a little bit further. Scroll down just a little further there, and then you'll see your face.
Oh, dude, you're too kind. You're too kind, man.
You're on my homepage.
I appreciate it. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. That's so awesome.
So I got tons of playlists. I put everything in the playlist. I got electronic repair, learning electronics, and then I spread it. So I basically do, like I said, if anything breaks, so automobile, anything electronic, because I went to school for electronics. And I got my education in electronic technology, so I love doing that. It actually was very scary for me to get into automotive repair. I basically got into an extremely desperate place where I bought a junk car because my other one quit. And took it to get something repaired on it, and found out I needed like $3,000 worth of work in order to get it roadworthy.
Oof.
And I was in panic mode. I was like, I just bought this car, and now I got to put $3,000 into it. And so I was like, all right, I got to do it myself. And luckily, so this is something else that people need to consider, is when you get into a place like that, like I was afraid to work on cars. Looking back on it now, it's like, why was I so worried about that? But I had a friend that I asked to work on the car with me, help me do it, show me how to do it, and he did. And from that point on, I've been doing all my own automotive repairs myself, and then recording it and putting it on YouTube. But it took a friend of mine to come alongside me. And I had to reach out and ask him for help because I knew he worked on cars, and to just get me into that field of repair. And now I work on cars.
You say something there that I can't move past yet, is because you said, I was afraid to do it. But then I asked a friend who knew what they were doing, and turns out now I'm working on cars. There's a Clubhouse is a very interesting place. Hello to all of our Clubhouse friends, by the way. Hello. I know you can't see. If you go to the YouTube page, you can see. Hello, all of our audio only friends. One of the things I didn't run. Clubhouse is such an interesting place because you could be talking to somebody and really have no idea who you're talking to, and then you find out like they're some real estate mogul. There's several times this has happened on that app. It's amazing. But there was this one person. Her name is Mai. And she's Instagram, and she makes food and all this stuff. And really had no idea. She'd come into a room where we're talking about goals and anxiety, and she just started sharing. Have this thing, I do social media stuff, and it was about 20 minutes into the conversation where she was sharing it's just gotten to be a lot, and the pressure of what it is more than what I'm really wanting to do. And I hadn't looked at her profile. I really hadn't looked at anything, so I scroll over and look at it. She's 1.1 million followers on. I'm like, what? Because she was talking about these events. I was like, hold on, I'm sorry, I just got to ask. Is this your page? Is like My Healthy Dish? I'm pretty sure it's My Healthy Dish. She's gonna kill me now because it was just it was just a couple days ago. I was talking to her. I think it was My Healthy Dish, but I didn't realize the level of. It doesn't matter what level you're at. Here, I'm sitting over here. 147 subscribers, but the thing that I'm really happy and excited about is finally I've gotten to the point. I don't do it for that number. I do it because there are people, text messages, phone calls that I get from people saying, hey, when are you going to go 5 days a week instead of just 3 days a week? Because I could really use this on Tuesday and Thursday. Like, that drives me. That's awesome. The numbers will follow later. The one thing I would encourage you with, because we are talking about yesterday, growing online passive income, the ability. But really, the ability to grow it, yes, is the consistency. Yeah, it's, labels and tags and all that stuff. But the one thing that connects to every area of your life, I feel like, is getting to the place where you legitimately believe in yourself and the vision that God has placed in your life. And I'll say it once and I'll say it a million times. You are not a carbon copy of somebody else. You are an original with your original gifts, with your original ability, with your original talent and original skill. Yes, there may be other people who can do the same job, but they don't have the same mindset and experience that you have. You're something special if you're listening. Until you realize that, I feel like this may be a bombastic thing to say, but Justin, I feel like until you realize your ability, you're going to miss out on opportunities to make money on the things that you love doing. Is that fair? Is that unfair? Is that a wrong statement? Is that unrealistic?
That's definitely fair.
Yeah, I think it's fair, and it's not even now.
You can turn a hobby. You can turn a hobby into cash.
Yeah,
and still be enjoying that hobby.
Right.
I mean, there is times that it might feel like a job. I mean, I've hit that a few times, but it, just push through, and then it eventually you'll get your spunk back. But
well, right here, look at this. Look at this little guy right there.
Let that motivate you a little bit.
$1,000 a month. That's not nothing. That's a rental property right there, just from being you and making videos. That's a cash flow from 2 rental properties. Because most of the time, if you can make $400 to $600 in cash in a rental property, that's one rental property. Here's the funny thing: this doesn't require a 10% down payment of $10,000 or $20,000. Doing this thing right over here doesn't require you to spend $30,000 in remodeling. This thing over here doesn't require home insurance. This thing over here doesn't depend upon the volatility of the market or economies. This moneymaker right here only has to do with you realizing the value and the gift that you provide.
and then sharing it.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Put it
it.
out there.
It's too easy. It's too easy.
Yeah, it's that
Dude,
easy.
Justin, what would you if you had one statement as we close up here this morning for this morning's Winning in the Morning show? If you had one thing that you want people to know and share, because I know we've talked a lot about the business side and getting motivated and doing it, but I also know that we both talked about this beforehand, man. For us, it comes down to our faith and confidence in the Creator that has given us the gifts and talents and abilities, and all glory to God. And that's really for us, it comes down to it. If you had one statement to encourage people in, that was a little tangential because I know we hadn't talked about that yet, but it is really important. One of the things we talked about yesterday is yes, there's all this effort of learning who I am and putting it out there, but really it's the realization of who God has made me to be. What would you encourage people to do, either a step or a process or something that you went through in your own life that enabled you to get to the place where you could step out and say, you know what, I'm going to try this. I'm going to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, every one of us has something that we're good at. And my thing is I like troubleshooting. I like fixing things. And I knew that. And I just figured other people could benefit from that. And that's when I started putting it on YouTube. And then it started to become something because people are actually looking at it. There's a huge need for that out there. And so if you have that special gift of something, it can be anything like crocheting or anything, you could record yourself doing it. If you're good at this, record yourself doing it, upload it to YouTube. You only need your cell phone to do it, and somebody else could benefit from that. And that's pretty much it. And then when you're making how-to videos and you're actually helping other people, you're getting that feedback. It does feel good, that you mastered something, but it feels even better to help somebody else master it.
Yeah. Yes. Dude, you said that spot on. Spot on 100%. It's one thing to help yourself. It's another thing to help other people. Right there. Listen, if you are watching this right now, please take the 5 seconds. Go over to YouTube. Type in that right there, Because Stuff Breaks. And this guy is going to pop up. Because Stuff Breaks with Justin Peters. If you're looking for fixes, videos on how to help, or if you're just looking for some inspiration from a guy who's been there and done it and knows how to do it, listen, he's the guy to help you do it right here. Justin, dude, thanks so much for being with us today. Seriously, I'm so encouraged. I could run laps around my neighborhood right now. I think I might.
Well, thanks for having me. There's nothing real special about me, I don't feel, but
oh yes, there is. Yes, there is. You're the guy who's doing it, man. You got after it. You got after it. A success story of believing in the gifts you have. It's huge.
And all glory to God, though.
Amen
I could
to
not
that.
have done it without Him. I would not be here. I would not have made it to where I am now. I would just be, I'd be a filthy mess if God hadn't cleaned my life up.
Yeah.
So
you know what, dude? I'll let the people know. We're gonna have another session coming up where we talk literally about that, because behind every business, this is one thing we often encourage and want you to think about, is so many times we get focused on the business and we get focused on how the business operates, and we focus on how to be able to get ourselves there. But what people don't realize is there is a person behind the position. There's a person behind the leadership. There's a person behind the business. There's a person behind the money-making opportunity. And if that person's not healthy and whole, man, it makes everything else difficult. So we're going to welcome back Justin again, another time, another morning right here on Winning, if you're okay with it.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, buddy.
I love it.
Looking forward to it. Awesome. Again, one last chance. If you haven't done it, make sure you make your way over to Because Stuff Breaks with Justin Peters, a friend from high school.
Yeah.
Awesome dude, encouraging all of us. And if you haven't done it, go over there. Make sure you subscribe, because he's got so much to offer. Justin, brother, thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. We'll see you. Listen, from right here from the Winning Network Studios, I tell you, we couldn't have been more excited to have you with us. If you haven't done it yet, if you're just tuning in, you can go back and watch the beginning part of this. How do you grow passive income online? Right there. Make sure you hit the bell, the like, the subscribe, the follow. Every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we'll see you right here on Winning in the Morning. I love being here and encouraging you. I just do. It's fun. It's more fun than it should be. I mean, honestly, I don't know how this gets more fun. It doesn't. Today, go out there, win this morning. Winning is not a destination, it's a process. So get in the process of winning, friends. We'll see you later. Have a great day. Right here from the Winning Network. See ya!